Welcome back to the Back Nine, guys. We are here on the Back Nine at the Brewster Ridge course for Discraft presents the Green Mountain Championship at Smuggler's Notch Resort. Front half, I think at least the first 7 holes are pretty gettable. Yeah. There's a section in here in the middle that are pretty tough, so we'll see if we can get some birdies here. But last few holes should be a little bit easier.
Yeah, Back Nine definitely seems to be the more difficult knot, I feel like.
Yep, of the two. Definitely more bogeys, I think, can happen there.
Yeah.
But we'll get right into it, starting off on hole 10.
There she is.
Hey, hole 10, man. Bonus birdie hole here. I think that this one is super picturesque. 475, par 3, straight down the hill, in the gap. Like, just have to hit this gap off the tee. But distance control is the key on this one. I'm going to try a Buzz OS to start. It's a little flippy, so I don't know if it's going to be the right stability for the shot, but allows me the little flip up, which I think helps with this.
And with it flipping over, it kind of gets to the ground too, I feel like.
Right.
And gets kind of just torn all the way.
After you get past those trees on the right, it opens up a lot more. So if you can get it to push over there, you've got a little more airspace.
Yep. There's also OB on the left side of this hole now too, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't mind that. I think that really helps with people blasting it, throwing like distance driver and taking a huge skip.
Yep.
So.
Whew. A lot of highs are right side of the gap, just past the trees. Oh, he's getting just right that spot that you said was a little bit more open. Wow, Goose, that's exactly what you want.
That's what you want. I would love that shot to have come out of my hand 5 feet left. So
yeah,
I'm
I
not
got
flirting with that tree.
with those trees.
But perfect distance.
I guess I'll just copy that line with my.
Oh, that line was just so good. You gotta try it out yourself.
Yeah.
Too bad I copyrighted it. Gotta pay me royalties.
I got a Nebula, so it's fine.
Oh, dang it.
Nobody throws the Buzz OS.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, I can't do it like Goss does it. Hang it, man. I've gone past in the past, but I just know it's too much disc, man.
You're doing good at getting that to like fade into the ground, though. So it might be the same thing where like controls your distance.
That is true. Is that flippy at all? Not really. That's such a good distance for this hole, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it not? See, that might be pushing that OB line.
Try the passion.
I pulled that one too. That's such a bad shot, dude. Maybe I should just go roll like Eagle does.
That was pretty crazy when we saw that. So here's a thought. If there is OB on the left down there, the forehand might be a better play because it fades out to the right.
Good point.
So I think I should at least try it. I don't know what disc I would throw, but. That's close, man. I need a little bit more flip. But that one's kind of gone.
I don't hate the forehand, though.
Yeah. I'm going to try a little more stable Buzz OS. It's good shape. Just got to throw it higher.
Touch low. It's also fall in Vermont. And this might be the latest we've played this event, potentially.
Dude, we're so close to
So now we're getting
perfect.
some colored leaves.
Dude, I think 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now it's going to be like
absolute prime. This is one of my favorite kinds of OB. A lot of people don't like OB, roped OB in any case, but I think that this is really well done. They put it in one very specific spot, which is an easy place to hyzer out. And what it does is it makes people off the tee have to think about that and be like, I need my miss to be somewhere other than that. So a lot of these holes where it's wooded and people are like, oh, it doesn't need OB. I think OB can actually be used very well for very specific reasons, but the key is to only put it in very specific landing zones.
Just exactly why I throw my discs, as we all saying. That's
why
you like it?
Why else do you think I'm saying this?
Yeah, I knew it.
I think it's a great addition to this hole.
Yeah.
And it'll make a lot more people be ending up off to the right here with these downhill putts.
Yep. Wow.
Didn't affect my shot though, you know. You just park it and you're good to go.
Wow. Oh, this is one of the craziest holes in the course, in my opinion. We got par 4, 620 feet. Downhill the whole way. Little S snaky, dogleg right, dogleg left, back to the basket. It is one where if you whip a backhand on Annie with the driver, you can actually get all the way to the basket, potentially have a putt. But a lot of people just chip a little forehand or throw a little backhand turnover and try to cut the hole in half, since the rough is very rough and it's really tough to scramble from.
Dude,
I've never figured this hole out. I'm gonna say that right now, man. I've never figured this hole out.
Really? I played on the card with Matty O when he stepped up and was like, let's do a little tartar sauce right here.
Oh.
Throws his Kristen Tatar Grace, I think is what it was,
Yep.
to 15 feet.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Easy eagle.
It's tempting.
It is tempting.
This is another hole you could whip a backhand nuke. I like that. I'm gonna try a somewhat straight forehand raptor here and just try to get in play, I guess. I don't know. I'm good with one.
All right. I have had 2 plays work out well on this hole. I think it's a little too stable, but the Onyx slight flex over.
Okay.
I think it's pretty reasonable to hit that gap with, and then it's got a pretty good shape, so it just gets you down there a ways if you throw it well. So I'm gonna start with that and see how that goes. Yeah, and that's what I mean by it's just a little too stable. That's the exact line I was looking for, and still just hyzers out too fast. But I've got another Onyx I just need to throw in the bag for that. Second shot that has worked out very well for me in the past is I throw, you can see 2 guardian trees there. If I throw just left of them, there's not really a gap, but you just hammer a forehand hard there.
Love that.
If you get knocked down right there, usually you can scramble for birdie.
Right.
If you get through, you've got an easy birdie. So I'm always surprised how well it works.
I was throwing nuke forehand last year, and man, I was ending up so far right.
Right?
I just wasn't pushing it straight enough.
Right, yeah, you just got to throw it really straight, which we'll see if I can. And you just kind of hit that line, go left of those 2 trees, and then it's far enough. I think it's an easy birdie.
Yeah, they look easy.
I don't know what gap I'm hitting, to be fair, but if I hit the trees in that spot, I can birdie from there. That's my thought.
Hey man, you know the play at least. I'm gonna try a backhand.
Okay.
Oh, it's a good angle. I just threw it so ollie.
Just so wide, yep. That one's gone. That, my folks, is what we
I'm
call Narnia.
Such a bad. Maybe it's this disc. This is what I should throw.
Yes, 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 yes. How does he do it? How? Oh, so unlucky, dude.
What?
Just so you guys know, that's the 122 Scorch.
You couldn't tell by the flight. That thing is not max weight.
122 gram Scorch. You'd be blown away, man. The number of forehands I put right here,
This is a great spot.
or even a little farther up, but farther to the right. Pretty manageable.
I'm
like,
impressed.
Look for birdie. That's the gap I'm aiming for. It's about 10 feet wide and it's hard to see. But worst case scenario, I usually hit one of those trees and I'm just about 50 feet short.
Kind of where the layup goes anyway, so yeah, I like this. I had some forehands with the nuke that I was like back behind all this crap.
Right.
So I'm going inside of that gap instead of I need to push left of it.
Right. I found that you got to go left of it. Got to commit to it. Be a little lucky. I don't know. Or throw the turnover. I do like that shot if I had a disc that fit it a little better. Oh, you got to throw a little more stable for that. I think it's actually a forehand through this gap though.
Nice.
That one's better. Still a touchy upshot no matter where you are.
It is, yeah. Ooh, good line.
Same thing.
Tree. That guy stopped it. That little branch.
Oh, I still
That
can't get
little
it high
twig?
enough. All right, hole 12. We reached a stretch that are kind of like oddly specific shots. I feel like you have to throw a very specific shot to give yourself a putt. This one is about 430 downhill, plays closer to maybe 350. And the play on it is like a slight flip up backhand fairway is what mid-range is what I found. Overstable doesn't really work.
It's almost like hole 6, but just stretched out, I feel like. Not quite as downhill, but you can't leave those stable. You kind of have to have it flip up a little bit.
That little bit of flip up, exactly. That's a good comparison. I like that. Let's try to hit the center of the fairway, have it pop up a touch.
Nice, dude. It's a putt.
That looked about perfect.
About what you, yeah.
I can't really execute what I'm going for better than that.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm gonna try to get the Challenger SS all the way there.
I
I've
don't
had
hate
success in the
that.
past.
Yep. You've got enough like airspace because it drops off so much.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it just barely hyzers all the way down, should be really good.
A little bit wide of the basket, but that's still, I can't really complain.
Right.
Just need to be a little bit more stable, but I don't really think, what else might I even throw?
Yeah,
It's
even
like,
maybe
that's
just throw it 5 feet farther left.
Right, I can just
think
put
it's-
it on a little bit of hyzer.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know my Challenger SS was huge.
Huge. Like you said, though, a little bit of hyzer and that's parked. Still putt.
Oh! There she
There it
is.
Very nice.
Man, all these elbow shots, though, are very nice, dude.
Yeah.
Buzz LS right here.
Buzz
about
OS.
15
breaker,
feet.
Nebula.
Breaker off camera. Nebula off camera.
The one thing you have to remember, though, that putt hits the middle of the box. Oh, it's going to be elevated. You should have been aiming for the flag,
Aim
man.
for the flag. Dang. You're right, dude. I messed up. It's bad.
You just leave it right
I just
there.
don't want to do the intros, I guess. Man, that's crazy. We got a 570-foot par 4, little baby dog leg right, and then kind of back to the left, and it really pinches off. You get a nice little tunnel shot for the last 150 feet up to the basket. Big forehand plays. Also a little turnover shot, which is I'm sure what Isaac did when he won last year, but I like to just rip. I'm going nuke.
Let her rip.
Love that.
Again,
Trying
this,
to go left of those trees.
this one is similar to like hole 1 and the other one we were talking about, where it's a little less of like, the more in your head you have throw it right, the harder it is to hit the gap, versus the more you have in your head of like throw it straight and then just like barely let it fade, I think fits better for the actual fairway.
I agree. I did just smoke the back wall straight though with that forehand, but
That's true.
because nukes just go so flipping far, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to dish down to a zone or something just to make sure I don't go too far.
You throw them, yep.
Oh, you go
gonna-
Raptor though?
I'm going to try Raptor. I've had in the past the same thing where either my nuke is flare skipping into the woods on the right,
Right.
or it's going too straight and hitting the woods on the left.
Right.
So I'm going to try Raptor. The goal is just get around that one tree and stay in the fairway.
Yeah. Left, inside. Oh. I kind of want to try Nebula though too. I've been kind of liking the way my mids have been flying.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to try that little touchy turnover. For this
Good point. The touch of
looks
flex makes it way easier, for sure.
Yeah, the stability brought that out right before the wall,
Yeah.
which is nice. You're gonna like that, I think. A little more height would have been
A
ideal,
little bit more height.
but like I feel like that's the perfect shape.
That is a great shot. Yep. That's perfect.
Wow.
I better throw one big forehand just to see.
Just to flex on the guys, make them still know who's boss.
Just because I'm like, you know what, I'm going to play it safe this year, but I'm going to throw this one in practice and then be like, okay, it's perfect. I have to do that in the
There is
tournament.
something to be said though about this course of just distance is so nice. So even if you just get, it's like almost take the chance at the luck and just blast something. If you get up
Right.
there,
If I'm
and scramble
200
shot
feet
anyway.
away, but I'm scrambling, it's like, that's way
Right.
easier than 400 away in the center.
Yeah.
Good point.
Nice. Yeah, it just didn't quite have the power to get to that back wall. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. A shot.
I think that's as close as I can cut that. So if
Right.
that's bad, then definitely not that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Raptor forehand. I think that
That
this
little
is
flex around.
probably my play. Throw it kind of right on the right side, touch a flex, move it off that tree,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna hook back up.
It worked out really well. Being so stable too, I feel like it gets to the ground before it has a chance to get too far right, which I found it's easy to get to over here.
If you're pushing when it's hitting the ground, you can
Yeah.
take a big skip. So this one's kind of out of speed by then. There we go.
Oh my gosh, go in. Oh my gosh, I thought I'd not make it. What a shot.
Well, there's the nuke.
That's insane.
That's like almost a jump putt from there.
This is insane. I've never seen a drive this close.
I always put them here in practice, man. And
Do you
then,
actually?
I've put many here, but yeah, in practice.
Okay.
I think the best I've ever done in the tournament is right behind this tree, and I'm not sure I've ever gotten up and down for birdie from there. All right, I hit the line well, but a little long.
Oh. Oh. Am I safe right here? Oh.
When you said there were a lot of changes, I was hoping that this was going to be one of them. This is one of my probably least favorite shots on the course.
Okay.
355 up to the right is the guy's pin. The play on the hole that I've had the best success with is just hitting the center gap, hard, driven, forehand hyzer, push to the second part, take a big flare skip. Other people throwing rollers or backhand turnovers, none of the shots really work in my brain. So forehand's the only thing I can think of that really fits the shot.
It's an odd one.
And I throw it perfectly, but 1 foot too low. That hurts. Not an easy shot. It's a pretty tight line between those two trees, and they're offset at weird angles. So
Very tight, yeah.
I guess one of my least favorite things is most of the people I heard birdied this hole said they went through a gap that wasn't the actual fairway.
Yeah.
Which is never something you want to hear. I like this play though. Then if you get through a gap that's not the fairway, it's not quite as luck based.
That's true. 375.
There is a flex forehand as well.
Yeah. That's so low.
Yeah. I'll bet you that's the shot that like Isaac's throwing.
Right.
Just like straight through this mid gap and then letting it fade a little bit right. Hopefully gets through, gets a putt. Playing for like a long 60-footer usually.
Just a weird hole, man. The forehand makes that gap so small.
I think it's such a great point in the course to put in a par 4 or par 5.
Oh, yeah.
There's not really anything in the way for like all this distance up past this basket.
Right.
So this,
and they could move the tee pad back too.
Yeah, so a few of these things where they could just like, this is a great fairway.
Right.
It just doesn't shape well to the basket they've chosen.
Yeah,
So.
good point. All right, I spent about a couple minutes trying to find this disc, my roller disc, because I knew it hit something hard somewhere around these trees. And lo and behold, it's in the tree. So.
That's crazy. That is a
It went-
top tier lie.
Roller up the hill,
Wow.
into the tree, played as it lies, no losses, penalties since it was under 3 minutes. Let's see what I got from here. Oh! That's a wild spot, man. Get up!
Yeah, so you threw this one pretty well. Like you said, you could get it on a little higher. A little higher, you could get to edge of C1, but still you're kind of playing for a long putt, I think, with that backhand play.
Well, and dude, the shape of this fairway right here at the very end, also very kind of weird for the shot shape.
I found that you just want to kind of get a forehand hyzering in this area, and if it can skip here, a lot of times you'll get up into C1. But it is a little lucky there at the end as well, and you have to throw the shot well, which I was not able to do.
Tough hole. Hole 15, guys, the sun's getting dark. It's going away really quick.
I think it'll get lighter after this next two, because we'll be a little more in the open. So
Yeah, the trees really make it go darker quicker, but it's also just getting darker sooner, because that's how time walks. But we have a 400-foot par 3 here. OB, forced carry past that rock wall. Pretty specific shot shape. It's another one where you can't really throw super stable. For the hyzer through the gap, you kind of have to push it straight for a while before it gets a subtle fade. So I'm going to try to throw a wrap ball pretty straight and then get a little fade.
there's OB on this one. It's an island, I think it plays as.
Yeah.
So definitely can have bogeys on this hole.
Thanks for that thought, dude. Appreciate that, man. Oh, I didn't. No, don't kick left. God forbid it kicks left.
I think there's potential for people to get bogeys on this hole.
It's just so easy to lose a freaking disc, man.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of losing discs.
All right, I've been wanting to try
annoying.
this shot for a while. I'm gonna try that same nose up thing I did last time. I'm thinking just a touch of turn, little nose up, should get it to a little less distance and come back.
This is the swarm.
This is the swarm, yep. All right, the nose up idea did not work very well, but I did hit the gap. So.
Seemed a little bit more height would have been.
Yeah.
These.
Let me try it once with the Buzz OS. Oh. Gone forever.
I would love to throw my Nebula right now, but it's a clear disc.
Yep.
Seems like a recipe for disaster.
I probably shouldn't have thrown that last one.
We'll find it. We'll find it.
I like the swarm shot a lot. I just need to get the height right. And I think it could get over there. This is kind of a weird shot. Enough turn.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, that looked good.
Pretty similar to the drop zone shot with it being right there.
I was thinking the same thing, but that's what I throw from the drop zone.
Nice.
All right, hole 16. This one's always interesting. Finding the right shape on this is really tough. I'm gonna try Buzz OS forehand, flip it up just a touch, fade just behind those trees, and I think that'll work out good.
Yeah.
385, again, it plays like 270 maybe, but very strange shape to it. Oh, that's so close, man. Just too straight. Try my more stable
It's getting
one.
kind of spooky out here, man. Yesterday was Friday the 13th, so.
Whoa.
Might
Whoa.
be a little bit of that juju yet. Nice shot, Goss.
That one looked really good.
Captain's Raptor,
Yep.
I think.
I think it's a good play. Looked like a touch early, but
Way right.
didn't hit anything, so you might have a putt.
Right.
If you hit
Something
the
down
inside gap and get pure, a lot of times you'll have a 40-footer.
All right. I think I can just go zone.
That one looks pretty good. Past everything.
I think it's like hole 1, 2 though. You almost have to just play it straight, and then it'll the disc is gonna fade a little bit.
That's my thought on the first one, is I was just trying to play it straight and then it just
Right.
went straight.
Yeah.
Versus the second disc, I did the same thing with just a little more stable disc. It was
Right,
perfect.
and it did move right.
I think that's exactly like what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's easy to end up too far right, especially if you throw it too high like I did on that last one. Hey!
Wow.
This cap wrap just ended up short.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I might have hit a tree too. Zone actually ended up
But-
bullseye almost.
Zone is parked.
Buzz OS.
Buzz
C1
OS,
edge.
28 feet. Really happy with that shot. A little tricky putt, but I think both of us executed it perfectly like we meant to on the second shot there.
Yeah. Yep.
Just got to get it straight around that one tree and then fade nicely towards the basket.
And then just hope you get past some of this stuff.
Yeah. All right, a little more light out here.
545 feet, par 4, dog leg left the whole way. Some people lay up to the bend. Some of us get a little bit more aggressive. I'm going onyx. I'm trying to push it straight, fade into the gap on this path, and try to get somewhat close to the basket. Well, within 200 feet would be great.
Oh, that looks so good.
Needed a little bit more hyzer. Might have caught the last.
Caught the last
wall.
tree.
I threw it about how I wanted to though. Yeah, this is one way to not hit that back wall.
Yeah. I've been kind of liking this disc, so I think I'm going to try it, at least to start on this hole.
Been throwing it really well.
Going
And it
breaker.
kind of glows.
Yeah, it's kind of bright. Here we go.
Wow, nice
I mean,
shot.
just dead straight in the center. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Perfect. Oh, he's marking it too.
I'm going to throw the same
That's next level.
So the key on this upshot is there's a gap to the right. And if you're anywhere in that gap, you've got a putt. And it's just like a little short of the basket and a little right of the basket. So if you can end up in that spot, you've guaranteed a putt. If you're short or long of it, not guaranteed a putt. So very specific spot you want to land. I'm too far. Four!
Off to the right.
I'm not sure what that guy's doing. I thought he said he was clear. Throwing a forehand is not a bad play from here as well, I think. Just to try to chip up into that gap like there.
Yep.
And then you've got a 20, 25 foot putt for birdie.
I would probably just throw a forehand goose, but today's a different day. Oh, you know what? That's not bad. Kind of sucks to like throw a good tee shot like that though and kick right, but that's, you know what? I'm putting that in play by
throwing
playing the
onyx.
aggressive shot.
Yeah, my shot didn't have that chance.
Yep.
So all three of these are in that little spot that we're talking about. Although you can't see anything. You just catch the
That
putt,
one went
though.
in, yeah. That one went in too.
Wow.
You guys couldn't tell.
But that's kind of how you're trying to play the hole.
I can't see the basket, Goss.
Put your discs in this little spot right here. and you got a putt at the basket.
Yep.
All right, thanks for sticking around, guys. We made it to 18. This hole is 400 feet. And last year, I was throwing the forehand flip up down the left side. I threw it really well twice. I had 35-foot putts both times, missed them both times, okay?
Ooh, good shots, though.
And then I talked to everybody else, and they were all just throwing a little flexy backhand over the top of that bush, and they were all parking it every single time. So I'm going to try that shot because it just seemed so simple the way they were throwing it. And yeah.
Take the luck play that can park it instead of the pure play that can get 30 feet.
Right.
A little bit. Yeah.
And I was throwing a really nasty shot to get to that spot. Like when I was throwing, I was like, wow, that was awesome.
Payoff wasn't there.
And the payoff wasn't there. So let's see if this shot works any better. Touch of flex over that tree, fade back just in front of the back wall.
Yeah, I can't see jack crap right
Got it over the bush. It was a touch inside. So if it gets pure, it should skip up in the circle, but there's a lot of trees over there. Man, that looked like the right line.
I'm a little bit right, but can't see anything, so.
Man, a little right is might actually be really good.
It might be a putt.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I threw the wrong disc because it's like it's blue, so I can find that.
Yep. I got over the bush, but then I caught this tree right here. Knocked me down maybe 60 feet short. So I would like to get a little wider, get around this one.
Right. We can't see anything, but
skip where the old pin was, back to where the new pin is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all about the imagination, guys. The imagination. Oh! You're disgusting.
Let's go, baby.
That actually went in. I gotta go up here. It's completely black right now. Oh, I don't want to trip. That was a good 65-foot putt right there, dude. Jeez. All right, let's go outside and we can do an outro.
Cool, thanks for sticking it out, guys. That is the end of the back nine. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell us what you think of the course reviews. Overall, my thoughts on the course are a lot of really fun, interesting technical shots.
Yep.
No real opportunity to throw a distance driver on the whole course.
Yeah.
That's my biggest critique. I much prefer the New London style, the W.R. Jackson style of woods golf, where there's, you know, half the holes are really long. They've got good solid tee shots where you can let something rip if you want to. And then you still have these technical shots, but you're playing par 4s and 5s where that happens.
Yeah, that's well said. I like Northwoods Blacks and all the course in there too.
Yep.
That's kind of the way I see woods golf should be. Whereas I feel like the 2-hole, at some point, I thought it kind of already had. At some point, it's going to kind of outgrow this length of course, even though, like Goose said, really fun course to play. Honestly, like it's a lot more fun to play a course like this in practice than it is to play a longer course, you know, potentially. But yeah, just for 2-hole, I feel like we need drive balls.
The one thing I will say they do really well here is roped OB or artificial OB in the woods. I think that there are 5 or 6 holes that have it. They do it really well on like one side of the fairway. They give you a very clear definition of what you can do, what you can't do on that specific hole. Yeah. I think it's well executed. So I think that anyone else that's looking for how to do artificial OB, they should look at that kind of style.
Right, agreed. But I'm looking forward to Fox Run tomorrow. That was battle. Represent Team USA.
Should be a good time, man. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.